The perfect criminals, feline, felons, unleashed across the nation. In the annals of crime, a stealthy and cunning force has emerged, leaving law enforcement baffled and the public perplexed. These furry outlaws have been committing crimes across the country with impunity, from grand heists to petty larcenies, solicitation, abuse, and even murder. These cats of chaos have proven to be the most elusive and enigmatic criminals to date. They have been spotted on rooftops, orchestrating their feline flash mobs. Their modus operandi is as ingenious as it is absurd. Under the cover of darkness, they infiltrate homes, stealing precious treats and shredding evidence. They employ their unparalleled agility to scale walls and squeeze through the tiniest of openings. Their disguises are impeccable, from fluffy disguises that melt the hearts of unsuspecting victims to sleek black suits that render them invisible in the shadows. But perhaps the most shocking revelation of all is the existence of the cat burglar clouder. These elite thieves have been scaling walls and slipping through windows with the grace of a Cirque du Soleil performer. They pilfer food and fish and snack on fancy cheese and totally ransack the premises before making their grand escape. How do these feline felons get away with it? The police have been helpless in stopping these furry, felonious masterminds. They have installed cat flaps with alarms, but the cats of chaos simply outsmarted them. The canine patrol is utterly useless. Their exploits have become the stuff of legend. But fear not, the tide is turning. The Cat Crimes Investigations, CCI division of the CIA, has joined forces with Interpol and have formed a special task force of laser-wielding humans dedicated to bringing these furry felons to justice. Armed with catnip, fish, warrants, and wire feather lures, they're on the prowl and ready to claw back our stolen goods and restore peace to neighborhoods around the world. Finally, these criminals are being picked up and held to account for their dark and dirty, dastardly deeds.
We finally caught up with you. I have to admit you gave the officials a run for their money. And what did you think you were doing trying to bribe an officer? The charges against you are disgusting. How do you plead to the charges of sex trafficking, solicitation, and operating an illegal escort establishment?
I'm sorry, I don't understand. You say I'm charged with solicitation what? I don't even know what that means. Besides, I was at home all day and night on that day with my significant other. I have an ironclad alibi.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Do you understand?
I bet I know who told you that lie. Who told you that despicable lie? I bet it was Vinny. He's just jealous because I turned him down. Besides, he never wants to pay me what I ask, always trying to get me to lower my price. Who does he think he is? Oops. Oh well, I guess my goose is cooked now. For the record, I plead not guilty. Hey, listen, perhaps we can work something out. You seem like a man's man. Maybe, just maybe, we can come to some kind of agreement. What do you think?
Queenie was found guilty of solicitation and fined for bribing an officer of the law. She is now serving a 6-month jail sentence without bail in a state prison. She is not entitled to early release.
You've really done it this time. Do you know why you're here? You've been charged with grand theft. You ate more than $5,000 of caviar and then ransacked Joe's fish market after stealing more than $4,000 of prime wild salmon. What were you thinking? What do you have to say to these charges?
Meow. Hey man, that stuff you just said is all wrong. Not true, not true. I wasn't even at no public whatever at the time those crimes was committed. Yo, information is just plain wrong. Meow.
You were seen by a crowd of witnesses who videotaped you in the act.
No way, Meow. Somebody is trying to set me up, man. It was not me. Meow.
You were caught on video.
Whatever, man. I know how this works. I know my rights. Meow. I'm not saying nothing else until I talk to a lawyer. Hey, man, you didn't even read me no veranda rights. I'm out of here. Meow.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Brownie was found guilty of grand theft seafood and other misdemeanor charges and fined for vandalism. He was made to pay restitution to Joe's Fish Market. He served a 16-month prison sentence and was released on parole.
Do you know why you're here? Do you know what the charges are against you?
Look, I didn't do anything to that menace of a cat. If I wanted to get rid of him, I could have come up with a more clever way to do it. Why would I lock him in, close and bar all the windows and set fire to his mangy old house? That doesn't even make sense. I could have simply poisoned his food dish, or something less conspicuous.
A neighbor saw you and identified you as leaving the scene of the crime with a bright red gas can.
What neighbor are you talking about? I don't have any neighbors. That's simply a lie. You're trying to trip me up.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Do you understand?
What neighbor are you talking about? This is absolute bull.
Birdie Cat was charged with kidnapping and arson and was sentenced to 5 years with the possibility of parole in 3. Fortunately, Magic Cat survived the fire and moved to another undisclosed location. After only 7 months of her sentence, Birdie Cat escaped through a mess hall window with the assistance of a dishwasher inmate and is currently on the loose and wanted.
Okay, what do we have here? It looks like Cci Cat has filed a complaint for back child support, and it looks like you have 3 other child support complaints from 3 different plaintiffs. They total $75,000 for 33 children for the past 9 months. And this is just the amount in arrears. What's going on? Why don't you want to take care of your children?
First of all, I don't know nobody called Cci Cat. Secondly, those other charges are pending a DNA test ordered by my lawyer.
Are you actually trying to tell me that none of those children are yours?
Look, I ain't saying they is and I ain't saying they ain't. Alls I'm saying is that my lawyer ordered DNA test because I don't know who those cats been with. Furthermore, it might not even be me. I think I was out of town during that whole time in question.
I find you utterly disgusting. Furthermore, I hope you get what's coming to you.
You certainly wouldn't be the first to think that. Did Maisie say for sure it was me? It's kinda hot here. Can I get a dish of milk?
Your charges are currently pending. I thought you didn't know anyone named Maisie. Get out of my office.
All of the DNA tests were positive. Babyface was charged with back child support to the tune of $80,000. He is currently released and looking for work. To date, he has not paid 1 penny owed to Maisie or any of the other plaintiffs.
Let me see. You already have quite a rap sheet. To add to that, today you're being charged with 3 counts of stalking, breaking and entering, lying in wait, and assault with intent to cause bodily harm. What do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. I want my one phone call. I never assaulted that wench. She just lying to get me in trouble.
You were seen by a crowd of witnesses who videotaped you in the act.
I want to call a lawyer. Or I think one should be appointed to me. Is that right? You broke into your ex-wife's house and proceeded to pee on everything in her closet. Then you ate all her fish and scratched up her entire living room set, including the drapes and carpets. What got into you? I got nothing to say. I want my one phone call.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Pfeiffer Jones was charged with 3 counts of stalking, breaking and entering, destruction of private property, and assault. A trial date has been set. He has been ordered by the court to refrain from coming within 1 mile of his ex-wife's residence.
This episode of Cat Crimes Investigations is brought to you by Quiz King Entertainment.